products but love money running my cheese. I ain't growing till I researched and questioned all my beliefs. I gotta.
On your spiritual journey, in your efforts to escape the matrix, the most important thing you can do is to master thyself and know thyself. What it means to be a master of self is to be able to maintain your center of spiritual awareness. You're able to go places, do things. You're able to have human experiences and live your life while still understanding life is an illusion. This is all a dream. You're able to passionately experience your human existence while still remaining internally detached from it. What comes with that is that mentally and internally, emotionally, you're not influenced by the events that take place within this dream. In the Toltec tradition, the main function of the mind is to perceive and project information or to dream. The only experiences in your mind are from the time you were born until now. It's like that for every individual. You haven't experienced what every human being's lifetime has been like throughout the entire course of history, right? So you're only aware of your individual perspective of reality, your individual perspective of the world, your unique experience that nobody else in existence has access to. It's like that for everyone. It's the interaction of all of our personal dreams. It's all of our realities coming together to create the dream of the planet or collective consciousness. The dream of the planet or the matrix or three-dimensional reality. This is the manifestation of all of our shared intentions. It's where all of our ideas, all of our beliefs, it's where our imagination comes into being. We're allowed to share ideas and we're able to communicate our conceptualizations between each other here. When you master thyself, you can finally enjoy life free from domestication, which is how the matrix programs your mind, and attachment, which is what your mind does to the domestications in order to create this self-image in your mind for your ego to identify with. It's domestication and attachment working together that create this smoke in your mind, this smoke, this fog. In science, this is called the illusion of separation. In Hinduism, this is called Maya. In the Toltec tradition, this is known as the mitote. Attachment is when you take something that's not a part of you and you make it a part of you through an emotional or energetic investment. So, for example, a small attachment that a lot of us have, a car. You say, that's my car. If someone was to take your car away from you, you would be angry, you would feel sad, or you would feel some sort of negative emotion because your car was taken from you. That car is a part of your identity. And once anything that's a part of your identity is threatened, you feel the emotion of fear, anger, jealousy, envy. Any negative emotion is a derivative of the primary emotion of fear. You can attach to external objects. You can attach to people. The most difficult types of attachments to spot are the attachments to your beliefs, the attachments to your thoughts. And that's why those attachments are the most dangerous. Keep in mind, not all of our domestications and attachments are bad. Like, for example, potty training your child. Like, hey, this is where we use the bathroom. That is a domestication, but it's not a bad one. It's convenient. It's domestications like, oh, this is what God is. This is what it is to be a good person. This is what it is to be a bad person. This is what it is to be successful. Your idea of anything is a domestication. It did not originate from you. It is a concept created by someone else that existed in the external world before you were born that you allowed into your mind. And once you allow this, any idea, any concept, any sort of belief into your mind, and you agree with it, you take the energy of that conceptualization. You take the energy of that perception. Now you make it your own. So any belief that you have, even you thinking this is a gray shirt, that's not a fact. That's a domestication that's been placed upon you. It's an agreement. Domestication is the primary system of control within the dream of the planet. It is how the matrix keeps your mind inside of a box. Ever since you were a child, you were either rewarded or punished for adopting a belief or behavior. If you don't become aware of your domestications and of your attachments, what happens is that because these two things form the core of your personality and your identity, this influences the way you behave in the world. The result of doing that is that you become based on your parents, based on what it is to be socially accepted, based on your friends at school, what it is to be cool, what it is to be, respectable. Now you're living your life based on standards you set that did not come from you. We have 70,000 thoughts every day. That is 70,000 different domestications that did not all come from you. And lots of these domestications and attachments, they're conflicting with each other. Once you allow domestications and attachments within you that don't align with each other, what happens is you feel an internal conflict. Now you're judging yourself for behaving a certain way or for not behaving a certain way. That's why you must master yourself. Don't be pushed back and forth by the winds of the matrix. Don't let the world influence who you are. Domestications domestications and attachments to these beliefs and to these ideas, they influence whether or not you choose to love somebody, whether or not you accept somebody. You could go be a monk and go live in isolation and seclusion and be in the mountains away from the world. You wouldn't get caught up by the matrix. But if you're like me, if you live in a city, if you live in America, if you live in a society and you want to experience the world, at some point in time, you're going to get caught up in the matrix. You're going to develop an attachment. You're going to develop a belief, a preference. You're going to want to walk a certain path and prefer not to walk a certain path. Once anything that you do or anything that you experience doesn't align with the idea of your life that you have in your head because of your domestications and attachments, you suffer. So what it means to be a master of self is have an awareness of your mind, of your thoughts, of your body, and what you're doing in every moment, so that you know when you're getting caught up or when you're getting manipulated and controlled by the matrix, you can and pull yourself right back out. Instead of having a bad experience, like for example, something small, you lose your phone, you break your phone, instead of sitting there being angry about it or getting upset about it, when you feel that emotion of damn, my phone's broken, damn, my phone's gone, your mind goes boop. Oh shit, you're sitting here upset about your phone being gone. I was attached to this phone. This phone was a part of my identity. Like, oh, okay, cool. Then you let that go. Then you come back to center. It's like that with everything in life. When you let go, there's really no object, no thing, no person. There's really no reason to suffer. That's why the law of detachment is something you're going to need to learn to practice and incorporate in order to, achieve that state of godliness that you're searching for if you're on this journey of self-mastery. Now, keep in mind, just like I said, how all domestications aren't bad, all attachments aren't bad. All I'm saying is have an understanding and an awareness of what your domestications and attachments are, so you can consciously choose which ones you want to have, which ones you don't, and you can understand when you're making it so that you can operate as your most authentic self. You building an attachment to something doesn't necessarily come from a domestication, but a domestication left unchecked will always become an attachment. This is how domestications turn into attachments. First, you become domesticated to an idea or to a belief through interaction with somebody else in the matrix or somebody else in the dream. And once you accept this idea or this belief and you make it your own, now you're self-domesticating. You no longer need anybody on the outside to, enforce this belief upon you. You're going to do it yourself. You are now attached to this belief. The acceptance of other people and their lifestyles is completely dependent upon whether or not their behavior aligns with your domestications. And this is what I learned when I read the 5 levels of attachment, which is going to be another video. How attached you are to a belief determines how far you're willing to go and how disrespectful you're willing to get, how passionate you are willing to get behind defending it. Attachment affects how you behave. That's programming. That is your mind. How much of the activity in your inner world is your spirit speaking, your own perception? How would you think if you were not taught the language that you speak? Because when I think in English. How would I think if I wasn't taught English? Those kinds of questions, that level of consciousness, that level of mind where you finally see past conceptualization. You see past the duality and polarity. That's when you really start to energetically perceive the oneness of everything. And we're going to talk about how to achieve that level of being just as we continue to grow and just as we continue to move forward. Thank you so much for spending your time, attention, and energy with me. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the post notifications. We're for sure going to dive more into domestication, attachment, the mind, and spirituality in general. Click on my beacons link. Follow me on all my socials just so you don't miss any of my short form content, such as my reels, TikToks. For the people who really want to connect and align themselves with me, I would suggest joining my Discord. I'm building a community of like-minded individuals who are constantly collecting information, sharing information, whether it be about the body, mind, spirituality, physics, religion, mathematics, science, etc. Sharing and exchanging energy, love, having good conversation, making friends. On my Discord, you can also put in personal video requests. What things in your spiritual journey would you like me to speak on to, give you a little bit more clarity and motivation and inspiration? I'm going to have some more workouts on here. Podcast coming soon. It's finally here. I know I haven't been on YouTube as consistently as I should have been. Daily uploads, daily content is officially here. So I almost forgot to tell y'all, I'm starting a book club. So on my Discord, I'm going to, I have it like, I'm gonna put it right here. So on my Discord, all the links to all of the books that I read that help change up my perspective, they're on there. And as we continue to grow, I'm gonna add more channels. That's gonna be my main thing. If you want to really connect with me, Discord is the way. If you join my Discord, you won't be lost in all of my messages on Instagram or Facebook and shit like that. I respond to you. You have 24/7 access to a conversation with me. Yeah. So thank you so much. May everybody who watched this video be blessed.
Take my peace, eat a mushroom and elevate my consciousness. Sit and separate from my mental to see what's wrong with it. Metacognition stronger myself, I stay in